Hello, I'm Aubrey Shepherd, and this is John Rule with us again. He's going to read us a short poem, and then we're going to look at pictures.
Silent Swimmers, Umbrella Magnolia.
Louder.
Words can never catch essence. Our secret dream of perfect lives together in this fleeting world calls up the vision of a plunging mountain wall I know, with swan-like trees that cling above a flashing river. Their slender limbs rise and fall with feathery strokes above a mist soaring from rhythmic wave tops. And crowning all the rest, two creamy blooms dance on that green leaf cap of the air, bending and warming side to side. In radiant flight they outlast time to its thunderous passing.
Well, John, that makes me feel good about a river, but look at this. This is some
Right.
flooding, some bad watershed management. This is adjacent to the Spout Spring branches right behind here.
Right.
And now that's it. It's in the bushes there. That's where you can walk across it. And that's a stormwater situation in Fayetteville where all this muddy runoff was coming from construction sites. And that's a construction site, just a small lot. This is a different lot, just about 2 blocks away. And you can see the mud there after that storm. It slowed down and it's running right off into the street, going down the street. And what do you think? Is that going to make the river look the way you're talking about?
Well, we're lucky to live on hills here, but everything runs away, and when it does, it not only denudes the groundwater, but it also messes up everything below.
Well, that's what this is doing. This is another block away, John. This picture.
It's hard to believe.
This
it really came down, didn't it?
A new construction site just 2 blocks from the that last one. These are all within 4 blocks. And you can see what's running off here. And these guys are the same builders that are working on that second one we showed. And they still haven't figured out how to keep the soil on the land so it'll absorb this water. And they put this red dirt down, and then when they get a rainfall, they wonder why is water standing. Look at that. That's a hole they dug out for a house foundation. And they took all the natural soil out, and it's the dark stuff. And the red stuff back there is the non-absorbent soil.
Right.
And here's some of it running off into the street. Yeah. It's just unpleasant, and we're going to keep working our way downstream. That picture's not exactly in focus. I don't think that's the one I selected or meant to. But anyway, that's the same site. We show how it's up against the building, right, adjacent to it, and it's just going to be a mess,
a real mess
forever. You know, I mean, they'll cover it up with some topsoil and grass, but it'll never be anything but a place where at least if it's not really dirty, it'll wash it away faster and flood people downstream. That's just. I talked to a young man who's one of the engineers on that project, and he didn't understand that, but he listened. That was the good part. We're now down on Wood Avenue, and you see this is the low-income housing to the east of Wood Avenue, and that's how big the flow was that afternoon down there. It had been higher, but I mean, I don't go take pictures out there. I can't get the camera out of the car. That's water coming south from southeastward from 7th Street down south, and then cutting out next to the EOA facility, the overflow there is coming from the Partners for Better Housing property from up between there and 7th Street. And you'll see a final picture there on this topic where the not only is it flowing from that side, but the other side of the EOA Head Start building where the kids are, which is flooded in the past. Yeah. And that's without developing the Partners land. What'll it be like then? And so all this water's poured off there, and I've seen it when it was covering the whole place. Now, I'm not sure if we're repeating some of these or something, but I only selected the right amount. But who knows?
It all needs to be caught and filtered if possible, or at least a large proportion of it.
Well, see, this is cleaner than up at that site.
Yeah.
This is going through the woods.
Yeah,
and it doesn't get muddy unless it's washing some bare ground.
Right.
And
I don't think people realize the force of water and how fast damage can be done and how much can be carried.
now this is where the West Fork, the town ranch comes from the West Fork, and it flows, from the west, from the city, from the west, and enters the West Fork. The West Fork's at right, it's the clear water. All that water you saw up above was going to this one place.
Is that where you said that actually backed the West Fork current up?
Yes, it had stopped it. It was so much coming off the city, and it was all muddy. And
that was hard for me to believe that it would actually do that. There'd be that much volume and force.
Because it's a tiny stream compared to the width and breadth and depth of the West Fork historically.
Right.
But all the erosion makes things go faster.
Wow.
Until next time, John, thanks for being here.
That's nothing.
And
thanks for doing that.
when you're not here, I'll talk about you and show pictures from Crystal Bridges where he was in the film.
Very good. That way I won't blush.
That's right. Thank you. Good night. Hello, I'm Aubrey Shepherd. It's the 15th of May, 2013. I want to invite you to a May 25th activity in Fayetteville, Arkansas. It's a garden tour, and it's a great bunch of gardens, very diverse. Let's look at some pictures. Okay, we're at Crystal Bridges, the Museum of American Art in Bentonville. And there's, that's Lauren Hawkins talking to Don House, one of the photographers from Fayetteville. And that's Alice Walton at left, and Sarah Moore Churchill at right. She's one of the people presenting. And there she is up on the stage with our friend Dan from here at the station, and Larry Carpenter, or Dale Carpenter, I'm sorry. Okay, we're seeing some more. There's some John Rule and Sarah Moore talking with a couple of members of the family that created that museum and provided to the public, and that's the Walton family. And of course, you know, Walmart, Arvest, and all their many major activities. This lady was there and in a wheelchair, and this one also. This lady was one of the people that the show focused on. She's Peggy, and she is a dance instructor at age 88. And there's Dale Carpenter talking to some of the fans. Dale made the show about Peggy, and he is really, the do-all guy at the university in video and journalism. He's the head of the journalism department. He and Larry Foley have made some of the most popular and wonderful documentaries ever in state. So there's Sarah Moore talking, Churchill, with Peggy, talking about things. And it's really a great day there at Crystal Bridges. This was on the 10th of May, 2013. No, I'm sorry, that's not Peggy. That's her grandmother, I believe. Anyway, these are going slow. I wonder why. I'm not sure. But anyhow, there's Carpenter, and that young lady is one of the students of Peggy and great fans of Peggy and dance. And so it was just hard to imagine. There's Peggy talking with some of her close friends, and there's Peggy with Dale. And that I was glad to get the two of them together and get their autographs, because they really are as wonderful people involved in film in various ways of supporting the okay, that's Sarah Moore Churchill's husband and son, and they were there. They were the men supporting her there, like all these other folks. That's we jumped to some flowers, and this is a tall red clover, and you see a tiny grasshopper on it. That's what you call a shorthorn grasshopper. You can tell why, I guess. And that's a hair streak butterfly on a bachelor's button, and these pretty close up, not great resolution, probably at least on the screen I'm looking at. I hope maybe you've got one that has a perfect resolution. It'll make my pictures look better. This is a tiny flower fly. They look like bees. They function the same way as bees, but they are flies. And we'll jump back here to some of the same scenes we started with, I guess, of Sarah Moore Churchill and the sponsoring organization that supplies that wonderful museum in Bentonville. Till next time, this is Aubrey Shepherd asking you to do your part to help keep the water clean, the air pure, and the woods green. See you.